Hi, I'm Jamie, welcome back to Ruster Road. This week we're working on the MG. Let's get into it. I forgot to connect the microphone up here, guys, so there's no sound. Quick voiceover will do. We're just putting a bit of mesh in behind this this trim just to stop leaves, stones and whatnot getting in. You'll see why in the next clip when it cuts in. There was leaves just getting into the car and stuff. It's just to stop it. Nice little quick and easy job. That's why we'll put the mesh on outside. As you can see there, all the leaves and stuff getting into the car. That mesh will just stop a bit of it. And push the lever and shut the flap there. But yep, that's what the mesh is for.
Many hours later, the back of the roof lining is ready, all stripped off of original glue, as you can see. And the thing that seemed to work the best was this attachment on the drill. Meant to have the sandpaper on, but that seemed to work absolutely brilliant at taking off the excess glue. Okay, we'll cut the new piece of material for the rear headlining, which will set that way up. I'm thinking if I glue the centre bit, both sides, get that on, and then glue around here and try and form into the curves. I'm going to be using this today and see how it goes. Possibly a bit too much on there, and I think I'll spray the back of the material as well. Give that a minute or two to dry off and then stick. Right, I think I'm just going to stick this little bit here. As you can see, I've got a little mark there for spraying this section, and then once that's all stuck, then I'll go down the next curve and around. Okay, that's had a few minutes to dry off. Just going to go nice and carefully into that corner. Trying not to stretch the material, just trying to work it around with my fingers. And to stop it from sticking, we'll move to a clean piece of the cardboard that has stuck. There we go. And the final bit ready to go in. Same again, just trying to work around this edge. Try not to stretch the material as I go. It seems to be just stretchy enough to go around the curves. Same again, move away from the sticky bit. Not sure how well this is picking up on camera, but there's the tailgate hinge part covered. I tend to get rid of this cardboard because I don't want to be putting that face down on here. Otherwise there'll be glue everywhere. So the next cardboard box goes down, and then we can have a look at the back. The other side's dried for around about an hour. As you can see, I've trimmed down around about 30mm, just over an inch all around, and cut out these shapes so that I don't get very large overlaps in the corner, 3 or 4 layers of material, which should go together quite nicely and stick. You've got to remember, I'm not a vehicle trimmer. This is the first time I've tried, so this is not a how-to video. This is just showing you how I've done it. I will show you all the mistakes and the little pieces as well, but it can't look too much worse than it was originally.
And here we're just pulling off the bit of headlining. Every time you open the doors we're just getting covered in the foam stuff off the back of it, so we thought it best pulled off and stop that happening because it made your hair very messy.
Started putting trim panels back together this morning. One of those days where absolutely nothing is going my way. The car's fighting, the clips are fighting, the upholstery's fighting. I think it's time to shut the boat, walk away and come back again. And I think this is what's needed when you're sick of the car. You going on a walk? I'm going to get your leader. How then we'll go on a walk. Come on. Walk time.
So we're stripping the curb here. Well, Dad's stripping the curb here, but you leave him to do anything. He'd rather listen to Smooth than talk through what's happening, so he's left me to do the voiceover. We're just going to strip the air filters down and stuff, clean them up, give them a paint, get the gaskets off, quick refresh. Basically just make them look a bit nicer and a bit more keen on the eye when they're in the engine bay. These will probably come off at a later date when we start to get a bit more into this, when it's a bit warmer, but it's nice and cold, so we're working in the shed where we can.
Okay, this should be a relatively quick fix, as you can see. And virtually impossible to get off. There's a new one. Pop that bit over. There we go. There. Very quick fix. would have presumed that this is the temperature sender unit, but it's got a different connection on, so I think I better check the manual before I start taking that apart.
Recovery truck's gone, so we're getting the drive back. Things sometimes don't work out in life, so we did take a massive loss on the recovery truck, but you win some, you lose some, I suppose. You cannot win them all, but we've got a nice workspace back. And there's the MG on the drive, so we can get some more antics on the go with that. Anyways, well, I know we're dotting around a little bit with the MG, but it's mainly due to weather, snow and stuff. You can't really work on them in the snow. We are just doing this on the drive. We've got no, well, we're doing it on the path outside, we're doing it on the drive now, but we've got no indoor workspace. That might come in the future, depends on where this goes really. But we're dotting around a little bit. We're going to try and spend the next week getting the jobs we've started finished off, and then we can get stuck into some of the bigger jobs, hopefully, as the weather's starting to turn into the nicer weather. It is Sunday Club next week, so we'll be down at the auction having a look, see if there's anything there we like. We'll have a look around. If you would like to see a walk around video down at the auction, let me know. I'll probably film it anyway, and I might try it to see how well it does. The Rover's going down there on Monday, so we'll have a look at that in the auction. And I think I might document that process as well, to be honest. Just everybody likes to see people winning, but can you really win on a classic car? I know you see likes of Bangers and Cash and stuff, and they buy cars and they do them to professional levels. We're doing them to a home level best we can. So we'll have a look and we'll see how much we can make. But yeah, we'll get back to the MG, right. We are starting to gather up some stickers and stuff for in the future, but I need to work out the logistics and that. And hoodies. You'll see the hoodies, there's the back and there's the front. They're nice hoodies as well. So again, there will be merch coming, but that's something we've got to work the logistics out of. It's really just figuring things out at this point with YouTube and seeing how things go and seeing where the channel goes, really. I'm enjoying it. I mean, who doesn't enjoy fucking around in cars in the wet, snow, and the rain? Keeps us out of the way of the missus. And at least if she gives us a job and I've got a job to do on this, I can avoid it. So I'll see you next week.